We've all grown accustomed to My Fair Lady. Ever since its Broadway debut in 1956, the Lerner and Loewe musical has been a staple of the American theater, just as Rex Harrison became synonymous with Henry Higgins. Well, now it's Richard Chamberlain's turn to tackle the role, and while he's no Rex Harrison, I can say, by Jove, I think he's got it. Melissa Errico has got it too. As Eliza Doolittle, she's as loverly to look at as she is to listen to, and she handles the comedy with grace and timing. The story, just to remind you, surrounds the relationship between a Cockney flower girl and an upper-class linguist who takes on the challenge of turning her into a lady. Chamberlain makes for an energetic Higgins, not nearly the curmudgeon that Harrison portrayed. And a big difference, Chamberlain can sing, and quite well too. And despite his 58 years, Chamberlain has maintained his youthful leading man looks, and so the underlying romance between the two makes a lot more sense in this version. This show has an added bonus, the inclusion of Julian Holloway as Eliza's father, Alfred Doolittle. If you ever saw the original version or the movie, you might remember Julian's father, Stanley Holloway, in the same role. The lad's a spitting image of his dear old dad and a treat to watch. Paxton Whitehead as Colonel Pickering, Higgins' colleague and conscience, does his usual best. And a special mention goes to the sets based on the original designs of Ralph Coltai. His multi-tiered sets are not only appealing to the eye, they also serve as symbolic reminders of Britain's rigid class structure, a theme of this Pygmalion story that often gets lost in the music. And speaking of the music, you've probably heard it 1,000 times, but this Lerner and Loewe score is so gorgeous it can stand repeating, at least with this company.
It's all been grand, dear.
I must be honest, My Fair Lady was not on my top 10 list of Broadway shows to see. Its score is so familiar, it's practically a cliche. And so I feared seeing a tired old lady on stage. Instead, what I found was an entertaining, if uninspired, old friend. I'm Roma Torre, and that's a wrap for New York One.